What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another Clash Royale video. Now today I am finally going to be getting rid of this magical chest that's been sitting in my chest slots for quite a while now, and we will be attempting the magical chest challenge. Hopefully this goes well because you don't always get good cards out of a magical chest, so depending on the deck we might be going into some classic challenges because I'm over 5,000 trophies right now. I don't want to risk just too much, but if we get a good deck, maybe we'll try it out in a ladder match or two. We'll just have to go ahead and see what we get out of this chest. So here we go, we're going ahead and open it up right about now. We are going to get 700 gold to start off with, some barbarian huts, so we will have a barb hut in today's video. Some musketeers as well, followed by mega minions, hog riders, valkyries, minions, and the giant skeleton. So this might not actually be that bad of a deck. We are missing one card, so I want to substitute one card of my own, and we'll have to go ahead and see what happens. So I'm going to go ahead, create this deck really quick, and I'll be back with you guys in just a second. So here we are with the deck. The average cost is kind of heavy at 4.3, and I did add the arrows in here just because I didn't have a spell in the chest, so I need a spell in the deck, and that we'll have to go ahead and do. It does a decent amount of direct damage to the tower, so we should be good if we knock it down low enough. And I think we might actually be able to get a win with this. So I will go ahead and attempt the first battle in a live ladder match out here in the 5,000 trophy range. But of course, if this doesn't go too well, then we might have to go ahead and switch it over to the classic challenge so we don't drop below 5,000 trophies. But we might actually be able to come out here with a win using this deck. We'll have to go ahead and see what happens. But here we are going up against a level 12, also at 5,000 trophies. And he has some level 7 epics and level 13 skeletons. So this guy is pretty much maxed out. Not sure why he isn't level 13. Hopefully some of his other cards aren't completely maxed out as well. But there is an elixir collector. That one isn't maxed out, I believe. So we should be good right there. Musketeer is taking down that baby dragon. And we're also going to go ahead and put down a hog rider behind this Valkyrie. That log does finish off our musketeer over there. And those minions will go ahead and counter my hog rider. And then they go ahead and get taken out by some arrows. Maybe that barb can finish off that electro wizard, but it doesn't look like it's going to be able to happen. And now that wizard is crossing our bridge, doing some damage to our barb hut before getting taken out by our tower. So right now we do have the lead. We have done a decent amount of damage to his tower over there on the left. However, he now has a level 7 golem coming towards my lane, and I know exactly what deck this guy is using. I'm pretty sure he has a lightning in there as well. This is the classic golem baby dragon pump deck, which is kind of annoying. But now we have 4 barbarians from our barb hut on this golem right now. Let's go ahead and get down a mega minion over here to pull these minions to see if we can do any damage to them. But the mega minion is going to go ahead and lock onto the golem. Let's get down a giant skeleton right about here, so of course he can get taken out and drop that bomb, exploding all the troops right above him. So that bomb will go ahead and finish off that electro wizard, those minions, and that baby dragon. What a great value right there using the giant skeleton. He just dropped down an elixir collector, so hopefully he's kind of low on elixir right now. Let's go ahead and get down a hog rider behind a Valkyrie as he drops down a golem as well. The Valkyrie will go ahead and get distracted by the golem, and I have to go ahead and throw some arrows on those skeletons countering my hog rider. But the hog is doing a decent amount of damage to that tower over there, dropping it below 2,000 hit points, all the way to 1838. Let's get down another giant skeleton right here for the troops behind the golem, as the mega minion and the tower try to finish off that golem. That lightning right there, I knew he had. We'll go ahead and take out my giant skeleton, but the bomb from my giant skeleton finished off that electro wizard and that baby dragon, and our tower is still at 300 hit points. So let's go ahead and get in a hog rider over here on that left lane tower, throwing some arrows for those skeletons and hit one of those minions as well. But that electro wizard does go ahead and completely counter our hog rider, and now we're stuck here going ahead and take this loss. So the first battle didn't go so well. I really hate this golem deck. It's pretty good, and of course our deck wasn't the best either. We did pretty well though and almost came out on top. So there was the first battle. Looks like we're heading on over to some classic challenges. So let's go ahead and start up a classic challenge for 10 gems, jump into the first battle, and hopefully we find an easier opponent. Of course, this time we will have some tournament standard card levels, and we might be able to come out on top right here with a win instead of a loss. So I do have the Valkyrie and the giant skeleton as well as the mega minion in my starting hand. Let's go ahead and start things off with the Valkyrie in the back as he places down a furnace of his own between his towers. So these fire spirits are coming down my lane right now. One will go ahead and get a shot off on my tower, dropping it to 2365. Let's put down a giant skeleton in front. Oh god, we have no elixir, and he just dropped down elite barbarians in the right lane. You know when that happens, that is game over for your tower over there. However, our giant skeleton almost made it to his tower on the left until he dropped down a royal giant. So this guy is using an elite barbarian royal giant deck, the two most cancerous cards in the game right now. But my giant skeleton does make it all the way to that tower over there. as I also have a hog rider going down the right lane. So we are pushing both lanes right now, doing heavy damage to each side. That Mega Minion on the left drops the tower down to 300 hit points, and the right one is now at 300 as well, thanks to those arrows taking out that minion horde. So giving this guy a good thumbs up right here, because he did drop our tower to 500 with those scummy elite barbarians in the right lane. However, we just counter pushed extremely hard. We also took out a royal giant that he dropped, and we dropped both of his towers to 300 hit points. So now getting down a barbarian hub between my towers right here, as he drops down another furnace. Mega Minion on this hog rider over here on the right, he will take out a tower no problem. That fireball is probably a little bit of an overkill, but the Mega Minion does finish off the hog rider. So now let's get in a Valkyrie right under this Mega Minion, and probably a hog rider over here in the left lane. Once again pushing both of the lanes at the exact same time, most likely about to take out both of these towers right here. Hog on the left, Valkyrie on the right, take out both of those towers basically at the exact same time, and now we're moving on to the King Tower to see if we can pick up this 3 crown. Let's send in some arrows for that minion horde right there and let our hog rider do the rest of the work on that King Tower, dropping it pretty low right now. Now that tower is down below 2,000 hit points, and there is one barbarian attacking that over there. So Barb Hut down once again. Let's go ahead and try to get a 3 crown against this guy and see if we can do it. Down go some of my minions on this royal giant, and now I'm going to go ahead and drop down the giant skeleton over here on the King Tower and see if we of course can get this 3 crown victory. So hog behind the giant skeleton, barbs on the tower as well, arrows for that minion horde. We should have no problem right here picking up the 3 crown victory as that King Tower goes down. So good game to this guy. So awesome beating a royal giant elite barbarian user. Those 2 cards in the same deck, you gotta have a fun time when you end up beating that. And there is our first win of the video. So one more battle should do the trick. Hopefully we can pick up a second win right here. Our first loss, of course, was in the ladder match, but over here in the classic challenge, this magical chest deck isn't doing too bad. So starting things off in the right lane with a Valkyrie and a hog rider push. There's a Mega Minion to counter, but we should be able to get a decent amount of damage off on this tower over here. Let's get down some arrows for that tower and those skeletons from the skeleton army. Also doing some damage to the Mega Minion, and now we don't have to drop anything extra to counter that Mega Minion. Tower should be able to finish it off no problem. He said thanks for some reason, not too sure why, but I will go ahead and drop him a thumbs up as he drops down a lava hound in my right lane. So let's try to pull this lava hound to the middle of our towers with that barbarian hut, of course, and get down a Mega Minion on top of this balloon. The balloon will be pushed over here to our barb hut, thankfully, even though the lava hound wasn't. And those minions, of course, successfully take out the balloon, no problem. The bomb does end up taking out the minions, but we have some barbs in the tower because of the barb hut, and that dropped the tower all the way down to 500 hit points. I meant to drop down a Valkyrie right there, or sorry, a Musketeer instead of the Valkyrie, but it didn't go down, and now we have some arrows to finish off these lava pups. So maybe this Valkyrie can do some damage over there on the right lane tower. However, he does have a Mega Minion to counter, and we won't end up touching that tower over there. So let's start down a Musketeer in the left lane chasing that Lava Hound. As we get down a Hog Rider on the right lane, we should take out that tower over there on the right, no problem. We're about to enter into double elixirs, so we might be able to get off a few good pushes with our giant skeleton, and maybe 3 count this guy as well, who's going straight for our left lane tower with the Lava Hound balloon push. Let's get down a Mega Minion as well as some regular minions, trying to finish off this balloon as fast as possible. Balloon is on the tower, we'll get a shot off right there, but one more shot off will not go down because of our troops countering that balloon right there. Down goes a giant skeleton. I have my arrows ready for that skeleton army. I believe this guy's a skeleton army. Yep, there it is. Arrows on those skeletons, Musketeer behind the giant skeleton. Trying to push him to that King Tower right there. He will drop a lightning, but I think that bomb is close enough, and we'll drop that King Tower all the way down to 2,000 hit points. Hog is in there dropping it down even lower as that Mega Minion counters, and that King Tower is now sitting at 1369. 30 seconds left to get a 3 crown in this battle. So let's go ahead and get down some troops right here to counter this push and see what happens. He is getting really close to taking our right lane tower, which means he is also close to taking our left lane tower and might actually come back and win right here. However, we do have a Valkyrie Hog Rider push going towards this guy King Tower, so we should be able to come out here with a decent little 3 crown as long as we get our troops over there. Arrow for the Prediction Skeleton Army, Hog on the King Tower dropping it to 700 hit points, but our tower is also at 700 hit points, and he has a Lava Hound as well as a balloon. So we'll see how well this works. There is that balloon, but the minions and the tower should be able to take it out. That lightning though and the death damage from the balloon are not going to be good for our tower. However, the giant skeleton over there on the top does go ahead and finish off that King Tower for the 3 crown victory as that fireball almost took out my left lane tower. That was extremely close right there. I totally forgot he even had a fireball in his deck. But there is yet again another 3 crown with this magical chest deck. So I guess it looks like that deck actually isn't too bad if you take it out into a classic challenge. Just don't be using it up here in the 5,000 trophy range. There's our crown chest from finishing that challenge. Got a peck out of that, but this is the deck right here, which didn't do too bad out in the classic challenge. Of course, we lost in the first battle, but the last 2 were some awesome 3 crowns. So if you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and smash that like button down below. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button as well for some more Clash Royale content. That's all I've got for you guys today. Hopefully you did enjoy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.